Hi guys, welcome to the YouTube channel Urban Studios. This is my friend's account. We are actually Urban Motor Club. We run car events around West Yorkshire. So if you guys want to check us out on Instagram or Facebook, you're welcome to do so. And today on this channel, we'll be showing you my car collection. On all these cars, I've done a lot of work myself. So we'll run you through what we've done. So this Subaru here is quite a special car because when I was younger as a kid, I've always had Subarus as toy cars, and unfortunately I became paralysed in 2014 and I was unable to drive manual cars. And this car I found on the internet, and it's an automatic and it was imported from Japan. It was completely stock. It had like the normal 16-inch alloys, it didn't have the body kit or anything like that. So when I bought it, I did a lot of work to this car to get it where it is today. So a brief description of this car. When I bought it, obviously it was all stock. What I've done to it is I've put this sort of P1 style splitter on. Obviously you put my number plate on, I've put all the decals on, I've put this bonnet vent on, the roof scoop as well, as you can see. I've put some side vents on as well, and these fog caps I've painted them, put them as well. Yeah, so as you can see, all the decals have been done. I painted the side skirt, changed the wheels to 18-inch speed line. I changed the brakes, so they were 2-pot at first. I put 4-pots on with Brembos. I've put mud flaps on as well, and it's just had a full detail as well, and some coated. Right, so on the rear, as you can see, we put the spoiler on. We changed the exhaust system. Literally, it's a full straight through, and it's only got a back box, and then I put a reverse camera on as well. So the interior, what we've done, we've put these like STI type of bucket seats in. Put like a steering cover on the steering wheel. I've put some interior footwell lights on. You can't really see them at the minute because it's too light outside. I've put a new deck in the car along with the sound system. I've also put, it's like a walkie-talkie, so it's got like a few different sort of chimes to it and you can talk through it. It's quite cool. I'll show you the back. I've got a subwoofer in as well that I've also installed. Fortunately, my wheelchair's here at the same time, but I've got this subwoofer that I also installed. But I went off-roading the other day. Obviously the car's for off-roading anyway. But yeah, unfortunately it's quite dirty, but thought I'll show you at the same time. So that's the Subaru done, and the next one is this Audi RS Q3. I've not really done much to this car. All I've done is a detail, put my number plate on it, and I've painted the calipers. Yeah, so not a lot I've done to this car. Not had it long. Recently bought it. The only reason we bought it is because we wanted a 4x4, and a lot of them I can't really get into because they're just too high up. This was probably the lowest one I could get into, at the same time being quite a nice looking 4x4 and sporty. So we'll talk about this one now, what I've done to it. First thing I want to mention is that because they're both Audis and they're both RSs, I had to get the matching number plates, so I put them on. And what I've done to this car is, well, as usual with all my cars, giving them a full stage 2 and ceramic coat. And over here we've painted the Quattro badge. We've put the black badges on front, rear, put the carbon mirrors on. It's already got the carbon exterior back. And then on the side you can probably see we've painted the caliper. All calipers have been painted obviously. A Rosso Corsa, it's a Ferrari colour, it's quite nice. Some are a little bit different. And then I had all the wheels redone in gloss black with diamond cut. They were grey before. And that's it on the exterior really. And apart from that, I've wrapped the roof and I've put a spoiler on. So as you can probably see, the carbon exterior pack, that's a spoiler that we put on. We bought it from Maxton. We've lowered the car. It's on airbags from factory, but I just lowered it a little bit more anyway. I've also got spacers on the car. I think it's 10mm on the front, 15mm on the rear. And yeah, it's got a nice stance to it. It looks good. So over here we've got two very special cars. We've got the legendary E61 M5, got the F10 M5. Two very different cars from two different generations, but there's a story behind them both as well. So I'll tell you what I've done to this car first. I've changed the kidney grills. I've had a bulge put on the bonnet along with these vents, a bit like the M3 style. I've lowered the car. Back is on air, so I've lowered it with links. The front are on springs, I've lowered them with eye-backs. I've put spacers on all the way around, and I've painted the calipers. And I think that's it for exterior. I've not really done much. Oh yeah, I've also put a Maxton spoiler on as well. So as you can see, I've put the Maxton spoiler on. Quite subtle, I just thought I'd put it in anyway. My number plate, Rajas. So my surname is Raja. I know I don't own Rajas to take away in case you're thinking that, although I do look like I do own it. Also the exhaust. What I've done here is it's called like a hybrid system, something like that. So I found it on YouTube. Somebody else did it in America. So what they've done is you've got 4 back boxes. They've removed the 2 sort of the smaller ones, if that makes sense. So I've got the bigger ones on the outer side. So what it does, when your car goes sort of like over 3,500 RPM, it's almost like a screamer pipe. It sort of goes from a wide pipe straight into the tube. So it's still got a back box, but it also doesn't have a back box. So when you put your foot fully down, it's going through more like a straight pipe. The resonator has been removed, and then the cats have also been taken out. I've put in Evolve headers. So yeah, basically, when I was younger, used to watch the normal M5 E60 on Top Gear. Beautiful car, loved it in pretty much every way. In fact, my older brother was a big fan of them cars, but he never bought one because of the maintenance costs. But at that time, there was just too much drama about the cars, about how unreliable they are, but they're not actually too bad, to be honest. And I saw this car on Auto Trader. I was just looking through. I didn't really like the Estates normally, but this one was quite nice. Interlagos blue, along with these M6 style alloys. It looked amazing, so I just made a phone call and said, look, if you can sell me at a good price, I'll buy it. I also found out it had some work done to the car, so it was remarked by Evolve. It's stage 2, pushing 556 brake horsepower. It sounds amazing and it drives amazing, and it was well worth it to purchase. And the reason why I purchased the car was because I thought all the cars now are electric. You know, there's going to be noise cameras and all sorts, so I might as well buy the car I want, enjoy it while I can, because this time it won't come again. So that's pretty much the reason why I bought this car. So yeah, when I bought this car, the main reason I bought it was because it had only driven 41,000 miles, so the condition is literally immaculate. As you can see, the seats are literally like new. Active seats as well, so they hug you in. So pretty cool. It's a SMG3, so it drives a lot better. Still, they are a little bit like, obviously it's based on a manual, but they drive a lot better than the SMG2s are in the M3s. A lot smoother, to an extent obviously. Not as good as the DCTs, but for what they are and that sort of era, pretty amazing gearboxes. I've had the steering wheel customized by LAX Customs in Bradford. Quite a nice job they've done. So this is my brother's car. This is the F10 M5, late 2014, so it's 2015. This is a funny story of this car, but I'll get into that shortly. So the reason he really wanted this car, because you can't really tell very well. The colour is more like a metallic brown rather than a black. In the sun, you can really see it. Not done much to the car. We've changed like the kidney grills. He's put his number plate on. Stage 2. Ceramic coat, that's all that's really been done. Oh, and a spoiler on the rear, we'll show that shortly. But when he bought the car, he remapped it stage 2. So it's running, I believe, 695 brake horsepower. So yeah, forgot to mention, big spoiler, put these GTS style lights on. And yeah, that's about it for the exterior. So this car was listed on Auto Trader, and every time we rung the seller, he wouldn't get back to us. Well, my brother really wanted the car, mainly for the spec. He had a 360 camera, it's got your adaptive lights and white interior along with the sunroof. So basically the story behind this car, when he phoned the person to buy it, we had to take multiple trips down to go view the car, negotiate the price. Once we basically secured the car, on the day of collecting it, the car was clamped and it was locked in the guy's garden basically. What happened is the guy was going through a divorce at the time, so we couldn't take the car away. But my brother insisted to take the car on that day. So literally he had to kick down a fence to unlock the house. He had to grind the clamp off, because we already paid for the car, but we needed to take it away. But his wife had clamped the car because she knew we were coming to collect it, just to cause him a bit more trouble. But it didn't stop my brother. He did whatever he needs to do to get the car and get it back home. So when I bought my first car, which was a BMW 1 Series, I was driving up Manchester Road and I saw a Mustang on a billboard. So ever since then, I just wanted a Mustang. So finally got one, and this one's a 2022. I got it in this eruption green. This was I don't know if they're still doing it, but I'm sure it was only out for a year. in this country anyway. So beautiful colour. And yeah, I've basically put this tint on, yellow tint, just to complement the green a bit more. Put my number plate on, that obviously says see ya. And then I've also painted the alloys in sort of like a dark bronze colour. A few of the little bits I've done is like, I've put a spoiler on the rear, I've changed the lights as well to make them sort of like the sequential flicking lights. The car's been to Motorsport and Performance for a stage 0 it's called. So what they do, they realign the subframe, put a new bushing kit inside, because sometimes they do come from factory out of alignment. They've also lowered the car as well by 25mm. Also, they've put some spacers on. I think they're 25mm on the front and 20mm on the back, or it might be the other way around, I can't really remember. So the stance is quite nice, the wheels stick out really well. Also, another thing I've done is that when you drive the car, you can hear the sound of the engine from the speakers or from a pipe inside the car. Sounds horrible. I've removed that pipe and now it's just pure V8 sound. I've taken the resonator out and put a H pipe in. It sounds even better now.
Right, Umar, which one's your favourite out of all the cars?
They're all quite unique in their own ways, but my favourite one has got to be this one here, the E61 M5. Because it's a car that you probably won't see on the road. It drives amazing. I think they only made it 1009, but there was only 222 brought to the UK market. And yeah, 5 litre V10, sounds amazing. So yeah, probably this one.